Students, in today's lecture, again we are going to continue with the data communication and networking concept. In today's lecture, we are going to see some other types of network, then network topology, and at the end we are going to see the transmission mediums which are available. So the first topic in today's session is that different types of network structures or different types of network architecture which are available right now. So we are having total three types of network architecture. First one is server based network. In case of server based network, basically there is a main computer. As we all know that we have seen different types of network. So if we are considering a network, there are n number of computers. In those computer there is a one computer which we can say that is the main computer, and that main computer is nothing but the server, and the remaining computers which are present in the network other than the server are called as workstations or nodes, right? So in case of server based network, basically the nodes, suppose there are some nodes or there are some computer which want some specific information. So in case of server based network, the nodes will request to the server for the file which contains a specific information which they want, and accordingly simply download the file. And means in simple way everything is done by the node only. In case of server based network, there is a server from which they will download, or if they want to upload the information, that will be directly uploaded to the server by the node only. So all processing is done by the node, that is the connected computers which are present in the network other than the server. This type of architecture is nothing but the server based architecture. Actually in the name the word used is server based, so we think that yes, server is responsible for everything, but no. In case of server based network, server is having information. So if any node wants to process some data, then that particular node will request for the file containing the certain information. Then node only download the file which is having the specific information from the server. Okay, so that is server based network. Then the second type of network which we are having is client server network. In case of client server network, now we are having the concept of server as well as client. So as we have seen that we are having at least one server in any type of network, and the other computers are nothing but the workstations. Okay, so here the server is the main computer who is having right to accept the request, process that particular request, and send the information to the requested client. So this type of we can say that methodology is used while performing or while giving the service to the system. So in case of client server, basically the server always accept the request from the client, and client always send the request to the server. So, or in simple word, we can say that the reply is given by the server and the request is always given by the client. So this type of architecture is there. So here we can say that in case of client server network, server is responsible for everything. That is, if client wants any specific information, client has to request to the server about that specific information. Then server process that particular data and give the requested information to the client. So in case of client server network, all the processing is done by the uh, server only. In case of server base, it is done by the client. That node is nothing but the client who wants the information. Okay. And the last type of network is peer-to-peer network. Basically in peer-to-peer network, there is no dedicated server. Means we can say that all the computers which are present in peer-to-peer network are equal, and therefore they are termed as a peer network. Means each computer can act as a server also as well as client also. Means I am the one computer which is present in peer-to-peer network, then I have right to request for a certain or specific information, as well as I can give reply to the request whatever I have accepted. So this type of architecture is peer-to-peer. Here there is no specific server. All the computers, all the systems which are present in peer-to-peer network are act as a server as well as client. Okay, and basically this is the reason why peer-to-peer network is suitable only for limited number of users. We cannot have a large number of users in such type of network. So this is the network structure or network architecture. These three types of architecture we are having. Let's move to the next topic. So the next topic is network topology. Basically, topology is nothing but, in simple words, we can say that it is a physical arrangement of a computers. Or in other simple words, we can say that who will send the data to whom. That is totally decided on the basis of the topology, means how we have arranged the computers, which computer is connected to whom. On the basis of that, the everything is managed. And in the book the definition is given as the network topology is nothing but the geometrical arrangement of computers, resources, remote devices and communication facilities. So this is the definition which is given in network topology. Other than this, whatever definition I told you, that they are also right. That is, topology is nothing but the physical arrangement of the nodes, after that cables and connecting devices. Because if we consider any network, then it's not the case, oh, in the network we are having only computers. Other than computers, we have to make use of cables, right, to provide the power supply or to provide the internet connection to the to that specific computers. Other than that, if we are having computer network at our home, then there is one connecting device, that is modem is established, or modem is given by the ISP, internet service provider. If we are considering the lab, that we want to connect more than 30 or 40 computers to the same connecting wires, so for that purpose we are making use of one more connecting device, that is hub. So these are the connecting devices which we can use. We are going to learn about all these connecting devices in detail in the same chapter only, but in further lectures. So now again back to the original topic, that is topology. So it's nothing but the physical arrangement of the computer, and depending upon the arrangements we are having different types of topology. So the first topology is star topology, which is commonly used. In case of star topology, I am not going to read the content which is given in the slide. I will just explain from the example or from the diagram actually. Just see the diagram which is present at the right bottom corner. That is, there is a one connecting device, that is hub, to which all the computers are connected. And in that computers, the N and S characters are used, letters are used. Okay, so N stands for node and S stands for server. So it is again type of network only, star network. So we are having more than one computers, and in that there is a main computer, that is nothing but the server, and other computers are called as a nodes or workstation. So basically what is exact idea behind star network is, in star network or in star topology, we are having a centralized machine or centralized system, and that is nothing but the hub, to which all the computers are connected. So what happened in this case is what? If any one node wants to communicate with other node, then the message should be sent to the hub first. Hub is responsible for receiving the message from the sender computer and send that particular message to the attended node or attended computer. So everything is done by the hub, or in simple word we can say that hub is a mediator in star topology. Hub is responsible for everything, for receiving the message as well as for sending the message. Any computer cannot directly communicate with each other. They have to communicate. If they want to communicate, then the message should be sent through the hub only, and hub will again forward that particular message. So this is a concept in star network that they have given in point wise only. Then just we are going to see what are the advantages of star topology. So first advantage is, if you want to add new computer in your network, so that is easy. Means the advantage is it is easy to add node. in star topology. Then we have one more advantage, that is a node failure does not bring down the entire network. That is, to hub we are having suppose 20 computers, we are connected 20 computers, and out of those one computer is not working, so it will not damage the entire network. Remaining 19 computers can communicate with each other. Okay. Third advantage of star topology is it is easier to diagnose network problem through a central computer. See, basically when we attach the internet cables to the hub, there is we can say that there is green light which indicates that the connection is proper, or through that specific wire the we can say that the signal is sending in proper manner. So it is very easy to diagnose that to which node we are having any problem. So through the central machine, that is through the hub, we can identify that problem. So these are the advantages of star topology. Then what are the disadvantages? Failure of central computer will bring down the network. Means node failure will not affect, but if that our central machine, that is hub, fails, then definitely the entire network will get down or damaged. And second disadvantage is, for every node, if you want to connect any node to the hub, we need wire. So as we are having more number of computers to connect to the hub, we require more cable, right, for the connection, and definitely this is going to increase the cost of installation. So these are the two disadvantages of star topology. Then we have second type of topology, that is bus network or bus topology. Just see the diagram. There is a wire. Okay, there is a only single wire to which different computers are connected. Means in simple words, that particular wire, that single wire is connected to the internet service provider. So all the, we can say that data is coming on the same wire, and that particular network from the same wire or single wire is shared between all the computers which are connected to the wire. Okay, so that is bus network. Normally what happens if we are considering bus? So bus is having, that is one single bus can carry multiple passengers. Okay, so similarly here also there is one single wire which is having capacity to provide the network or internet service to more than one computers which are connected to it. Okay, so this concept, that is normal burst concept, is actually applied in case of bus topology. Basically if we want to have a same or single internet service provider, and that particular service provider wants to provide the service to the entire building, then in that situation we can make use of bus network. That is, we can have only single wire from first floor to the last floor, and then we will just provide the T connections for each and every floor, so that the service from the same internet service provider will be provided to the entire building. So that is example, or in that situation we can make use of bus topology. And the main single middle wire is also known as bus, as well as there is one more name for this wire, that is backbone wire. Okay, to which so many computers are connected, and at the both the end there is one arrow type symbol is given. So that is not the arrow, that is actually called as a terminators. Means we have to end at certain point the wire. Okay, so for that purpose we make use of terminator just to provide the end. Then again for bus topology also we are having different advantages and disadvantages. So advantage is cost, cable cost is reduced. That is, we just need to use only single wire. Okay, so cable cost is reduced. After that, reliable in very small network and easy to understand and use. Basically again in case of when we are having a requirement, that is we are having only fixed number or small number of computers, in that situation only we can make use of bus topology. So it is very important, that is, it is useful for small network, and it is easy to understand and use and implement. After that, easy to extend. Easy to extend means if you want to add new computers, then it is actually easy to add the new computers which can be connected to this single wire. So we can add, it is easy to add node, in simple words we can say that. And suppose there is no space to add new computer, then with the help of, we can say that, repeaters, we can extend the wire also. This is the next advantage, that is, if you want to extend the bus line, mean to the same internet connection we want to provide, that same connection we want to provide to more number of computers. So definitely we want to add computers, and if the cable length is short, so in that case we can have repeaters, with the help of which we can simply extend the wire and add the new nodes. And failure of any node does not affect the whole network. This is again same advantage as in case of star topology. Node failure will not affect the entire network. Other computers which are present in the network, they can communicate smoothly with each other. Then the next thing is disadvantages. Disadvantage, first one is heavy network traffic can slow a bus network. As it is specified that we can make use of bus topology in case of small network. So if we are adding more number of computers, or if we are extending the wire, then definitely there will be more number of computers. So the same service is used by so many number of computers. So definitely it is going to slow down the network. Each connection between two cables weakens. Okay. Basically what happened in this case, again in case of star topology, the message is given to the central system. But now in this case, in case of bus topology, we don't have such type of central system. So when any node wants to send message or data to any other node, then that specific message is received by all the computers which are connected to the single bus line. Then each and every computer will accept this message and check the IP address. If the IP address belongs to that particular system, then they will accept the message, otherwise simply discard it. So this is this point they have told, that is, when we trying to send a message, the message is received by all the computers. So definitely if this connection is directly available, definitely our message is directly sent to the intended recipient. It will take some less time. But as the message from one computer is sent to all other computers which are present in the network, which are connected to the same bus line, this is the reason why it takes time to message or a message to reach to the specific destination. So this is the point that is specified the second K point. And as in case of, as we have seen, that node failure will not affect the entire network, but if this bus line or backbone cable is failed, then definitely the whole network is damaged. And failure of main computer, that is server, also failed, then also entire network will break down. Okay, so these are the disadvantages of bus topology. Then we have third type of topology, that is ring topology, or it is also called as loop topology. Basically the concept which is used in this type of topology is, the first computer in the network is connected to the last computer, and which will form a closed loop. We cannot say that if we are having one end open, then that is not called as a ring. What is logic behind ring? Ring is a circle which is completely closed. So how in this concept is implemented, that is, first computer which is present in the network, that is connected to the last computer, which form a closed loop. And this is the reason why this type of structure is named as a ring topology. Just see the diagram. Again we are having nodes as well as server, and there is one important thing to be noticed in this diagram, that is arrow. If you notice the arrow is in clockwise direction, right? Means when one computer send the message to the other one, that particular message will send in clockwise manner. Means first computer wants to communicate with the fourth computer, so in between there are second and third computer also. So when first computer send a message, that message will be delivered to the fourth computer by receiving it to second and third. Means we can say that it's like a passing the parcel. The message from the first computer will be received by the second computer. Second computer will receive the message and send it to the third computer, and then third computer, which is directly connected to the fourth computer, will send the message. So like that manner only, the we can say that your message or data will be passed. So this is basic concept inside ring topology. The data is sent only in one direction. Just remember this point. What are the advantages? Less cable cost. And one more advantage is there, that is ring network are easily extensible. Means we can easily add one computer by having one machine and cable. Disadvantages. In this case, if cable fail or server fail or any node fail, will damage the entire network. As I told you in the previous example, if first computer wants to communicate with the fourth computer, then the message is received. In that situation, how the processing is done, that first from message from the first computer is delivered to the second one. But suppose second computer is not working, then who is going to send the message to the third one? Your message will drop till or will reach till the second computer only. And as I told you, that is, it's not like that we are having clockwise, anti-clockwise. No, we are having only one way communication or one direction communication is there. So if in that direction, if any computer failed, then definitely the message is not going to reach to the destination, to the end computer. So this point we have to remember, that is, this is the disadvantage, that is server failure, node failure, or we can say that cable failure will damage the entire network. Then the next disadvantage is relatively expensive and difficult to install. It's not easy to install, because now in the diagram we are having only 4 computers, but in the reality we can have more than 100 computers, 200 computers. So it is not possible in that situation to create such type of topology. In that also, suppose out of 100 computers 40 are not working, so we can say that the 50% or 70% of entire network is always damaged only, which is of no use. So these are the disadvantages of ring topology. Then the last type of topology is mesh topology. Basically in mesh topology, each and every computer, just see the diagram, there are total 5 computers. So first computer is connected to remaining 4 computers. Like that, each and every computer is connected to each other. That is called mesh. So it create actually mesh, and this is the reason why it is called as mesh topology. Because now in the diagram we are having 5 computers, but in reality, suppose you are having 100 computers and you are joining first computer with the remaining 99 computers. So what will be the situation, or how that particular will look like? It will look like a bird's nest only. So that is mesh topology. But advantage is what? There are one advantage of actually mesh topology, that each and every computer is connected to the other computers which are present in the network. So first computer wants to send a message to the fourth computer, then the first computer can directly send a message to the fourth computer. We don't require any mediator. So this is the advantage of mesh topology. And disadvantage is, again, each and every computer is connected to each other. So for the connection we need cable, and it's not like that we need only single cable, we require n number of cables, so definitely which will increase the cable cost. And second disadvantage is difficult to install. It is not easy to connect each and every computer which is present in the network to each other. So this is, the installation is very difficult of mesh topology. So we are having total 4 types of topology: star topology, bus topology, ring topology, and mesh topology we have seen. And on this topic you will be having theory question. Any 2 topologies will be definitely asked during the exam every year. So these 4 types of topology are very, very important. When you are having this question, explain with the diagram, and in that also explain advantages as well as disadvantages. Means diagram, 4 to 5 lines explanation, advantages and disadvantages. Okay, these things to be explained when you are having question on, write a note on any type of topology. I hope this is clear to you. So this much is there in today's lecture. The further content we are going to learn later.